Hi, this is Chris from Tweaktown. We're here at Storage Visions 2015. I'm sitting here with Kevin, Vice President of Marketing from Mellanox, and John Kim. He is the Director of Storage Marketing also at Mellanox. Now, Mellanox has made a few really big announcements over the last few months. One, of course, being the move to 100 gigabit Infiniband technology. Now, Kevin, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So back in November at the Supercomputing Conference, we actually announced our end-to-end 100 gigabit per second InfiniBand solution. So previously, we'd introduced the 100 gigabit per second switches, which we've shipped for revenues this past quarter in Q4. And now we've also announced the 100 gigabit per second adapters. And that adapter is part of what we call our VPI technology. So not only was it InfiniBand, it also supports 100 gigabit Ethernet, as well as some of the smaller variants, the 50 and 25 gigabit per second Ethernet. So with InfiniBand, we have an end-to-end solution. As part of that, also at the Supercomputing Conference, we announced a big design win, which is the Coral platform. This was part of a DOE, Department of Energy, contract at Lawrence Livermore National Labs, as well as the Oak Ridge National Labs. There were two computers that we won. They're going to be some of the largest supercomputers in the world, 150 petaflop machines. Really, the Summit platform will be an open science platform. It will be the largest open science computer in the world, meaning that people can bring their applications and run them. When the DOE looked at the technologies for networking there, they looked at all of the technologies that will be available, as well as technologies that will be out there 2 or 3 years from now when this program is deployed, and they chose Mellanox. So we're really excited about this. This is our 100 gigabit per second EDR InfiniBand technology, end-to-end. Our partners there are IBM and NVIDIA. So it's IBM with their Power 9 and NVIDIA with their Volta GPUs. And really, this is exciting to bring all of that technology to bear to build some of the largest supercomputers in the world.
Very nice. Of course, you talked about the partnership with NVIDIA and, of course, the GPU Direct and RDMA, which is always nice. But John, what does this new technology bring for the storage side of the market and the convergence of different technologies and different roles coming together?
Sure, Chris. Well, first, great to be here with you here at the Storage Visions 2015. So we definitely have seen that historically technologies that take off in high-performance computing also tend to follow on into storage. So we've seen InfiniBand move into storage, we've seen 40 gig Ethernet, and we're now seeing also convergence, the idea of a converged network, and also in some cases the idea of a converged infrastructure where the compute and the storage could end up being the same layer or the same nodes and same servers in there. So this is definitely exciting for storage, especially on the flash storage side, where people have really fast storage and they don't want to wait for the network. So they're really, whenever there's flash storage and that flash is getting faster and faster, they like, and there are new technologies as well, some of which are on display here at Storage Visions, that are even faster than NAND flash, that they want to see a faster interconnect to go with it so that they don't sacrifice any of that fast storage performance to the network.
Yeah, and as John talked about, if you look at the migration with the flash and the in-memory database applications, today we just crossed over in 2014, 10 gigabit actually crossed over 1 gigabit Ethernet. It took a long time, but 10 gigabit is now shipping the dominant amount of revenues in that space. But in our space, our customers are actually moving to 40 gig. So we're seeing the transition happen into 40 gig. Our customers are not only the largest supercomputer vendors with our 56 and now 100 gigabit per second InfiniBand, but in the data center space and some of the Web 2.0 and cloud vendors, they're moving to 40 gigabit Ethernet. And so in our last earnings conference call, we said publicly that we'll ship hundreds of thousands of 40 gigabit Ethernet endpoints in Q4, so the quarter that just ended. And so really you can imagine that when you're shipping hundreds of thousands of endpoints at 40 gigabit Ethernet, this has been adopted as a mainstream technology in the cloud and Web 2.0. And as John talked about, about, it's being driven by that really high performance, low latency, and the RoCE capabilities, the RDMA over converged Ethernet, which brings that RDMA capabilities that Infiniband has to the Ethernet world. And so we see our customers adopting that and using that. Publicly, Microsoft has talked about the fact that they're using 40 gigabit per second RoCE in their Azure cloud. And what they said there is that in order to make the storage cheap, they use a lot more network. And so they're doing network RAID, they're doing, scattering the data around. And the important thing there is that our network adapters allow you to do that and offload the CPU. So you're not burning the CPU cycles to run the transport protocol stack. In fact, when they showed the demonstration, they showed the 40 gigabit Ethernet RoCE running with close to 0% CPU utilization. So a huge win when you're talking about these converged platforms, that you're running the storage and the application running on the same physical infrastructure. We basically can give you your CPU back. You've got an expensive server platform, you want it to be running the application and not actually running, a transport protocol stack.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so Kevin, one of your other newer announcements is CloudX. Can you break that down for us and give us some more details?
Absolutely. So, we bring a lot of things to bear when it comes to networking technologies. We develop adapters, we have switches, we even have end-to-end cable interconnects with silicon photonics and optics and VCSEL-based solutions. And when you look at all of the capabilities that we bring to bear, we talked about the RDMA and RoCE and the Infiniband capabilities. You look at network virtualization, where we're doing things like VXLAN offload for networks that have been virtualized with SDN controllers. We really accelerate all of that. And so rather than just dumping it all on our customers and saying, hey, go figure out all these pieces and how to put it together, what we've done is partnered with some of the big server vendors, storage vendors. We've built a reference architecture, which is really converged infrastructure and even hyper-converged infrastructure that we call CloudX. And it uses Mellanox interconnect end-to-end. And we can deliver that as a reference platform. And we've really tuned and integrated all of the solutions with OpenStack, with VMware, with Azure, that you can take advantage of all of these core capabilities. And we can even run applications. So whether you're running, an SQL database, SQL Server, Oracle, or a NoSQL database, or in-memory database, all of those things, we've actually run optimizations. So we have it for the OpenStack environment with things like Ceph. And so it's really a turnkey platform that is called CloudX, and you can go to various vendors, and it's a converged infrastructure platform that's a reference architecture so that our customers can take it and get started very quickly with properly sized, integrated, and tested components.
And then, of course, the other companies involved, they're adding more resources to that. So this is all snowballing and making it a lot easier to get out, not just to get put in use, but to be put in use effectively.
Exactly right.
Efficiently and of course very quickly.
Exactly right. And it's all about the efficiency. So the other vendors that we're working with have servers and storage platforms and flash memory. And when we put that all together, it's really about taking efficient use of all of those resources. You're spending a lot of money on memory, on CPUs, on flash memory. And so the last thing you want to do is have all of those resources sitting around waiting for data. And what we can do is deliver that data very, very quickly. And we've done the integration to make that happen and very, very efficient. And if you can save, we've seen cases where running on 10 gigabit Ethernet, you might get 60% utilization in the supercomputing world. We're up at the high 90% utilization. Wow. So effectively, you're getting 40% more CPU and server resources for your dollar. So, and the great thing is our technology, we're a high-end technology, but we're not a super expensive technology. We give tremendous value. The networking technology that we offer more than pays for itself by the efficiency gains that we get when you're building large-scale cloud and Web 2.0 infrastructure. So exciting stuff with CloudX. We're excited to be working with all the partners that are here. And
definitely. Very good, Kevin. Now, John, what does that mean on the converged side, virtual servers and that sort of thing?
Now, Chris, that's a great question. So, for example, we did a test where we set up a virtual desktop environment, and we tested RDMA against traditional 10 gigabit networking with TCP, and we found that using the same servers and the same storage, with RDMA with Mellanox RoCE, we were able to get 2.5 times more virtual desktops And again, so it's the same compute, same storage, just the networking allows up to 2.5 times more desktops. And we've run other workloads where you can get 3 times or even 5 times more performance by offloading that networking with the RDMA technology.
Well, guys, thanks for coming out. We appreciate it, and we'll see you again at the next show.
Super.
And of course, I look forward to learning more, especially your silicon photonics products.
We'll come back and talk about that.
Yeah, we'll have to check out the cable and maybe get some nice animated video
Absolutely.
on how that technology actually works.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Chris.
All right.
Great to see
Thanks
you.
again.
Thanks, Chris. Great talking with you today.
Take care.